strength training is the king. We all know it intellectually. How do we switch our brains to basically execute on that and kind of like steer away from the cardio? I feel better after I do cardio because you
That's fair
sweat
too.
more. Also for my cognitive, for your mental health, for my brain to like really kind of activate, I need to do cardio. The downside of doing cardio is that I get so hungry and I end up eating triple the calories that I would have.
I'm not telling you not to do cardio. I just want you to look at it in a way that, like, what is better for your longevity? And it's always going to be strength training. If we think
Yeah.
about eating or just calories alone, the more muscle you have, the more you are burning calories at rest. So I am always going to be burning a shit ton more calories at rest because I have so much muscle. And if you're looking at it from that perspective, I'm like, oh, I can actually eat more because my BMR is higher because I have more muscle mass.
What's your opinion? And I know it already. You don't even have to tell me, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Cardio versus strength training for women.
Strength training is always queen in my book. I'm not saying don't do cardio. I just recorded a podcast recently on this. Do cardio if it feels good, if you like it, if you enjoy it, awesome. Strength training is so much more valuable for women as we age, and I would highly recommend doing that over cardio. However, is cardio great for your heart health and a multitude of other reasons? Absolutely. But you can get that without sitting on the Stairmaster for 30 minutes or going out for a run when you don't like it.
But the other thing about thing with me with cardio is I feel better after I do cardio because you
That's fair
sweat
too.
more. Also for my cognitive, for your mental health, for your brain to like, for my brain to like really kind of activate, I need to do cardio. The downside of doing cardio is that I get so hungry and I end up eating triple the calories that I would otherwise not have had because of the amount of calories burned, right? So there's like this like weird balance that you have to do, right? Like you have to constantly balance out. Like if I do really intense cardio, not just me, when people do really intense cardio, they tend to eat a lot more. So how do you kind of rectify this problem, right? Like don't do cardio so that you won't eat as much because that's what happens too. If I don't do my cardio, I definitely won't eat as much. I won't be as hungry.
Yeah, I think this is twofold. The first thing is with cardio, are you doing it because you truly enjoy it, or are you
I
doing it
hate it.
because you're more chasing the sweat?
Chasing the sweat.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So
like I
that
said,
was,
it's also better. It's better for my brain. Like because when I do strength training without doing cardio, I don't sweat very much, like maybe a
mhm.
little bit. And it doesn't like, my brain doesn't like get activated. Like I'm not as like sharp afterwards. Like I'll be better than if I didn't do anything.
Right.
Um, but to me, the combo of doing cardio plus strength training in the same workout is like the king. When I have to choose one or the other, even though I know intellectually strength training is better for me in terms of my body composition, if I only have time for one, I'll always go with cardio because I
Mm.
know that I'll make better choices during the day because of it. A lot of times, like, I'll eat healthier food because like my brain is activated better. My mood is so much better. My energy levels are so much better. Yes, I'll eat 20 times more, but it'll be healthy food. But it's more for all the mental health issues with it.
Have you ever tried, you don't have to do this, but switching out that high intensity cardio with like a long walk outside?
Yes, I do that all the time too. So yes, but like I don't do the high intensity cardio like I used to because I also think it like ruins your adrenals and my cortisol level goes sky high. So again, it's like everybody's different, but
Yeah.
and then I end up eating way more. So for
Yeah.
me, moderate cardio, like moderate pace, I should say, works the best.
Yeah. So again, I'm not telling you not to do cardio. I just want you to look at it in a way that like what is better for your longevity? And it's
Hmm.
always going to be strength training. If we think
Yeah.
about eating or just calories alone, the more muscle you have, the more you are burning calories at rest. So I am always going to be burning a shit ton more calories at rest because I have so much muscle. And if you're looking at it from that perspective, I'm like, oh, I can actually eat more because my BMR is higher because I have more muscle mass. So if you want to just even like shift that perspective.
It's
Now,
so hard though, right? Like I think a lot of us know, like a lot of women know this already, right? Like people have been talking about the longevity. I'm sorry, muscle is like is like how you, is like the is how you stay, healthy for as long as possible. Um, Strength training is the king. We all know it intellectually. How do we switch our brains to actually basically execute on that and kind of like steer away from the cardio?
when was the last time you had to make a big change?
Today,
What did you do?
I switched from one type of recording system to another for my podcasts. I mean, and I hated it, and it's like
Yeah.
very uncomfortable.
It's
But
annoying. It's
it's a no,
uncomfortable. It makes you angry. You hate it. It sucks. But guess what? In a month or two or three or four, you're going to feel so much better that you switched to something else.
I hope so.
And that's the thing I think that's so hard when you're switching that mindset or change. Mindset, is something that's ingrained in us. There is a story that was told to us. Someone said something, society tells us this thing for decades of our life. And you can't expect to just make that switch overnight. So if you are someone that's like, gosh, yeah, I know it. I know it. I have to change it. But like, how am I going to change that? That is the basic difference of growth versus fixed mindset. I know it. I think I can change it, but I can't change it. So if you don't have that like growth mindset in mind, in 3 months down the road, you're still going to feel crummy about the situation. But if you know you can stick in the crumminess or like, God, this is hard. It's not working. I'm not seeing the sweat. Nothing's changing for 3 months and then step out of it and be like, oh, I have more energy. I feel better about my body. I can work out less because I'm strength training. That is going to be how you actually make that shift. It's not going to happen overnight.
Were you a cardio queen
Oh,
before
yeah.
you?
I
Okay.
used to do HIIT training 6 to 7 days a week all the time, all through my 20s,
And
every day.
then, and then what happened? Why did you make did you just shift it because you knew better, or that you learned more, you got more educated? What was the reason?
Yeah, great question. Now I work out 4 times a week, strength training. I maybe do a cardio session here and there, but it's more just to be around people and in a class. But I got into it because I had more education behind it. I saw my strength increase and I saw how much HIIT was hindering every other part of my life, HIIT and cardio training. So I noticed my sleep was better when I didn't do it as much. I noticed my skin was clearing up. I had more energy. I wasn't going for coffee at 3 p.m. every day. It was like a constant even keel. My memory was better and I didn't have to work nearly as hard. So I had this like 7 day a week of cardio and then slowly start to peel back. But it was really like COVID 2020 time where I was like, why did I do that for so long?
I know. It's what
Yeah.
I get. People say that to me all the time, and I've seen it. Like I've seen results where the cardio body versus the weight training body, so different. Like
Yeah.
the cardio body is like kind of like flabby and like skinny soft, and the person who just does weights and kind of stays away from cardio, honestly, is like really like toned and fit looking and athletic looking. Just in terms of just like if we're just talking vanity, it just is
Yes.
so much better,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know?
the aesthetics is huge, obviously, and that's a lot of reason why people like get into fitness, right? They want to look better.
Yeah.
But for me personally, like I never got into strength training to change my body. It was just solely about feeling better and not having to work as hard in the gym.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great reason, by the way.
Yeah.
What supplements are you do you take supplements? Do you believe in supplements? Which ones do you, if you do, which ones are you like
Yeah, I
super
really only
into?
take protein and creatine. I think that there's a lot of supplements on the market that are mostly BS and they just want your money and it's $1 billion industry and they're going to sell you and market.
Multi-billion.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And it's not going to go away anytime soon. So I always take supplements that, feel best for me. I'm going to try things, but I just feel like most of the things that we can get in our food, we can stay away from with supplements.
So creatine is an interesting one, right? Because creatine, everyone knows creatine as like kind of like a male supplement, but it's the most researched supplement on the planet, and the research I've seen is incredible for your cognitive benefits that you're getting with creatine.
Mhm.
But women are still very frightened of taking it, and the truth is like it kind of could bloat you if you take too much, because that's one of the complaints. Do you not find that happens with you?
Not me personally. And I will say, like, if somebody is feeling that way, they can go back to like a prescribed is 3 to 5 grams daily. I
Hmm.
personally have always taken 5 just because it has sat well for me. Also, it depends on the label, depends on where you're getting the creatine from. You want like the purest form of monohydrate. Some of them have some sort of sugars or other natural flavorings to make it taste better. But if you know you're someone that, gets some bloating with it, I would just go for like the most basic kind and you'll be fine. But I would say, yeah, start lower. Start at 3 grams instead of 5 grams daily.
And what have you seen the benefits of creatine? Of you taking creatine? Have done?
The recovery is night and day difference. I'm barely sore anymore at all. I do feel like it's helped the memory and cognition, and then sleep. I mean, sleep's been a huge thing for me recently over the past couple years to just get that locked down. And there's been a couple other things that I've done that have helped that, but I do feel like creatine is a big piece of that as well.
Really? How
Yeah.
about magnesium for sleep?
I personally don't need it. I'm thankful enough where I sleep well without it, but I do feel like that could be a great supplement to try if you are someone that might need a little sleep aid.
So in terms of protein, are you a protein shake person, or are you more of an animal protein? Like, what do you think? What's your take on that? To get
Protein,
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
to
So
build
I,
lean
I do take
muscle.
a protein powder once a day, typically, maybe sometimes twice a day if I need extra. But I usually put it first thing in the morning in a smoothie, overnight oats, or yogurt, just so I know I'm getting an extra 25 or 30 grams there. I do eat meat though, so I get a lot of my protein source from meat and fish as well.
So you eat everything basically.